Hi everybody, welcome back. It's Miss Sierra. I hope you all are having a really great day so far and enjoying camp. This week's art and craft activity is going to be all about origami. But first, let's dive a little bit deeper. So, what is origami? Origami is a Japanese art of folding paper into decorative shapes and figures. The word origami is a combination of two different words. The first is ora, which means to fold, and the second is kami, which means paper. It is believed that origami began around the 6th century, but because the cost of paper was so high, it was only used for special ceremonies. So just a bit of history about origami. Even though origami is known as a Japanese art, it actually began in China. Paper was invented in China a long time ago, around 100 AD, and then paper began to spread to Japan around 600 AD. So, the art of paper folding soon followed after. So why is origami so important? Well, it's actually good for you. It develops your hand and eye coordination, your math, spatial skills, memory, patience, and attention. Also, you're making beautiful pieces of art from only one piece of paper. A paper crane is what we're going to be making today. The oritsu, or paper crane, is a design that is the most classic of all Japanese origami. What is a crane? It is a large, long-legged, and long-necked bird that lives in grasslands, wetlands, and marshes. Throughout Asia, the crane is a symbol of happiness and eternal youth. What do making these paper birds mean? In Japan, the crane is a mythical creature and it is believed to live for 1,000 years. As a result, the Japanese, Chinese, and Korean cultures, the crane represents good fortune and longevity. In Japan, the crane is referred to as a bird of happiness. It has also become a symbol of hope and healing during challenging times. Also, it's believed if you fold 1,000 of these birds, your wish will come true. This is what we're going to be making today. Now let's get started. Okay, now that you learned all about origami, let's jump right into it. So, this is just a little demonstration of what your paper crane is going to look like after you're all the way done. Let's get started. Okay, now you need to grab your scissors and a piece of paper out of your bucket. Take your sheet of white paper and take the corner edge of it. Fold it diagonally to the edge like this. Make sure it lines up completely to the edge. Get it as straight as you possibly can and press down hard and crease it all the way. Each fold that you make sure you're making really clean, precise lines. Take your scissors and cut straight along the line. Take your time when doing all of these folds and when you're cutting so that you can get a good result at the end. Now, you have a perfect square so that we can start our folding. Now take your piece of paper and fold it in half, hamburger style. Make sure each end lines up with each other. Press down and fold the crease. Now open up your sheet of paper, flip it the other way, and fold it again. Same way, hamburger style. Make sure your paper lines up to each end, corner to corner. Press down and fold. Now, open up your sheet of paper. You should have 4 folds in the paper. Turn it at an angle like this. Take the 2 corner angles right here, grab your paper from the bottom, and fold into a little triangle. Make sure you're lining up your edges. Press down, and it should look like this, like a triangle. Oh, I just stuttered. Now, open it up. We're gonna spin it this way, counterclockwise. Now that it's open, we're gonna make the same triangle again. So, take the bottom corner, meet it at the top right here. Press and fold, just like a triangle. Okay. Now open it up, flip it upside down, and push your triangle up. You should have the same amount of folds as me. Flip it over again. It should be sticking up at this point. Make sure you're on the side that's slightly raised. And now, take your index finger and push down in the center like this. Okay, now take your paper, and it should be like this. It should look like a diamond. Take your 2 corner pieces of paper and meet them in the middle like this. So this is what your paper should like. Take these and put them down. Make these 2 corners right here meet. Fold this part and this part while still holding on to the bottom. Keep your 2 fingers holding this part and push down with your other hand and fold the top. So it should look like this now. As I mentioned previously, this is what your paper should look like at this point, almost like a small diamond. Now, origami can be difficult if this is your first time, so please feel free to pause this video as needed so you get the right folds in your paper. Okay, now we're going to take our corner piece of paper right here and match it up with the center line right here. Take this corner and line it up like this. Hold one finger down here and press down to make a fold. Now we're going to do the exact same fold on the other side of the paper. When we're folding these, please make sure to press down really hard to make sure that our lines are clean and neat and they stay folded. Take the opposite side, the one right here, take it, match it up in the middle like this. As before, keep your index finger down at the bottom, press, and fold. All right, now pick it up. Make sure that this part still opens right here. If not, you need to restart. Now, flip it over. Now that you have your paper flipped over, we're going to do the same thing like we did on the other side. Take your corner piece and we're gonna match it up again with the center line. So take it, match it up, keep one finger down here, and crease it. Make sure that you're matching it with the center line. Now we're going to do the same thing on the opposite side once again. Take your corner piece right here, match it up. Hold it down at this end, press down, and it should look like this. Like I said, this is what it's supposed to look like. It almost looks like a kite. Each side should look like this. Same on both the front and back. Now, we're gonna take this triangle piece right here and bend it. Crease it at the top. Open it up, flip it over, do the same thing. Bend it, and crease it. Okay, now we're going to open it up, bend it, flip it over on this side, and flip it over. So the triangle should be on its back. Now open these two parts right here. Now keep your index finger at the top right here and open your piece of paper up like this. Okay, what we're going to do very slowly is stretch these two corners out. So grab right here and right here with your index finger and your thumb on both sides. Grab it and slowly just stretch it as far as it will go and just lay it down the way that it wants to lay, like this. Now that you've got to this step, press down and make the two sides meet. Press down and fold all the way across. Now we're going to flip it over. Take this triangle and bend it down. Fold across the line right here, corner to corner. Spin it around, and we're going to bend it the same way the other way. Push your triangle down, bend it on each edge. Now we're going to open it up the same way we did the other side. Open up both corners, press down along the lines. Open up this side, press down along your line. Grab the bottom part, slowly lift up, but keep your other index finger at the bottom. Slowly lift it up, stretch it out the same way we did on the other side. Really stretch it out as far as the paper will go, and gently press at the bottom here and at the top and squeeze. Pinch both ends of the paper. Lay it down and fold along each edge. Hold one finger in the center if you need to. You see how mine pops up like that? Just keep your finger pressed down at the center and fold along each edge. Pick up your piece of paper, flip it around. This is what it should look like at this point. Now we're going to spin our piece of paper sideways, like this. Take your corner right here, and we're going to meet it at the middle again. Just like this. Should just look like a really long triangle all the way down. Take it and really crease it from end to end. Now we're going to spin it to the other side. We're going to do the same thing. Grab your corner. Make sure that you can bend it. You shouldn't be folding this side underneath. That goes with the same thing on the other side. Just this corner. Take it, fold it to where it matches up with this part right here. Hold it in the center and fold it. End to end, crease it down, make sure it meets in the center. Now, take a look at it. It should look like this. Now, don't worry if some of your end pieces aren't completely straight right here. See how I have a little tiny piece that's uneven? We'll fix that at the end. But now, you're going to want to take your paper, flip it upside down. Now you're going to notice, because we have the other side folded, it's going to be a little bit raised, but don't be afraid, it's alright. Just push down very slightly. And we're going to do the same thing as we did on the flip side. You'll notice a lot of it is just a lot of repetition. We're making the same folds over and over again on both sides. But that's what's eventually going to make our wings. So, like we did on the other side, take your two fingers, put your index finger in the center, and make the two meet. Spin it, and make sure it lines up at the end as well. So again, it should be just like one really long triangle fold right here. Now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. We're going to make these two meet, just like on the opposite side. Take our other corner, meet it in the middle, hold your index finger down in the center, press down, and fold. Make sure that this is what it looks like. Now, take your two index fingers right a little bit below these center folds right here. Gently, don't fold all the way up and crease it, just bend this part. Don't fold it or make any spots crease, just gently bend to make sure both of these pieces that you can bend them. Now, take your piece of paper, turn it to the left-hand side, and open it right here. Take this little flap down here, push it up, and bend it at the bottom, just like this. There should be a bend right here when you open it, so make sure you take it right here, bend it, pinch the sides, and really crease it right here. I'm going to turn this to the side so you can see this a little better, but this is what it should look like at this point. Take this side, push it up like this, have your two thumbs on each corner. Take your index fingers on both sides, push it to the center. So we're going to bend this part right here in half. Once again, take both sides, push it to the center, keep your thumbs at the bottom, and fold it up like this. So it just should be one long point. You'll notice that the tip isn't perfectly straight, and that's okay. You'll see why in a moment. If yours doesn't look quite as pointy like this, a simple trick is to just take your two fingers and just really lightly squeeze the top and stretch it out. Squeeze right here and stretch it out, but do so very lightly. Now take the bottom right here, both sides, take your index and your thumb, put it on each side, and pinch all the way across from here to here. Pinch it all the way back and forth until this doesn't move. Now take it, flip it on the other side. Take both thumbs, open it like this. Take the bottom right here and take your thumb right here. Bend the bottom piece to this little line right here. So take your index finger and your thumb, push down a little bit if you need to, if it's not willing to cooperate with you. Take it, fold it to this line. Right here. Pinch it at both sides. Pinch the corners, push it all the way up like this. Should look like this so far. We're gonna bend it to make it tinier on this side, just like we did on the other. So take both sides, fold it down the middle, right here, to make that point. Okay, now we're gonna make our wings, just like how this bird has wings here, this paper crane. Now we're at the step where we finally get to make both sets of wings. Okay. Take one side, index and thumb finger, fold it down to where you see the tip of this. So take it, fold it all the way down until you see the top of this little triangle right here. Corner to corner, fold straight across. Take your paper, flip it, and we're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. Take the tip of the paper, fold it right here, halfway down, until you see the tip of the triangle. Corner to corner, fold straight across. Okay, now take both sides, bend them down, and pull just a little bit on each side. Now we're going to take it and make the beak at the top. Straighten it out on both sides. So just slightly push down, take your index and thumb, gently push the top, bend it at the top right here just by squeezing lightly, and bend this little triangle part down, just like that. All right, now take the beak right here, push it down just a little bit, like that. So your beak should have just a slight bend at the top to it. Shouldn't be straight all the way out, just a slight bend like a real bird. And now we're just gonna make some last minute corrections because we're basically done with our paper crane. So at the back right here, you see mine's not all the way even. So if you notice some parts on your paper crane that aren't all the way even, that's okay. Just take your scissors, see right here, cut along that line that's uneven very carefully. Don't ever cut at the back folds at the very bottom of anything. Just cut at the top tip, like this. So now it's all the way straight up top. And now I can fix the beak a little bit. See how it's not perfectly straight? Just to make it perfect, I'm gonna cut the underside a little bit like that, bend it out, and now you have a paper crane. All right, everybody, you did it. Now, origami can be difficult at first, and it can take some practice, but if you follow this video step by step, you're sure to succeed. I really hope you enjoyed today's project, and today's question is, how many paper cranes do you have to make for your wish to come true? Leave your answer down in the comments below, and I will see you all next time.